Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Troy here at Hunhoff Heritage Farm. It is a gorgeous April 19th morning. It's gonna get up to 60 degrees today, next to no wind. Like they said, 5 to 10 or 10 to 20. So yesterday, the last 2 days, we've had winds of 25 to 35, gusts well over 40 throughout the day. So we'll take the 10 to 20. That's very welcomed after those last couple days. So we didn't get any rain at the farm the other night, Thursday night. Losing track of my days here, but Thursday night I think is when I got that fertilizer put out for the grass hay. There were some chances of stray showers that could potentially pop up. We didn't quite get anything in here at the farm. I did look at the rain gauge yesterday when I got home from work, and the very bottom of the rain gauge, very bottom of the rain gauge, there's a little drop of moisture in there. So we didn't get anything. I know about 10 miles south in town, there was reports of like golf ball size hail in areas. I think it was west of town I heard. So they did catch a little bit. I work east of Yankton, so I don't know, 10 miles or so. And we had a little bit of rain over there. There were some puddles and whatnot when I got to work yesterday morning, but didn't quite get anything here at the farm. I know over in northwest Iowa and down in northeast Nebraska, they had some pretty bad weather. So Storm Lake got hit pretty hard. I was seeing pictures from there. Barns collapsed. I think there was a store. I can't remember if it was like a dollar store or something. Had a lot of damage, excessive damage to the roof and to the structure of the building, and areas baseball size hail. So we don't want that either, but you know, we take what God gives us, and we didn't get any of that here at the farm. So that was a long way around telling you that we didn't get any rain the other night, but that's okay. I don't think there's a chance tomorrow anymore, but then Thursday this coming week, last I looked, it was about a 70% chance. So pretty good shot for Thursday coming up. So we'll take that if we get it. But anyway, so today I thought I'd just share some maintenance I'm doing on the tractors and some equipment getting ready for planting here. So I had a bit of a surprise, but not really, because I coordinated with my sales guys. But our seed corn got delivered yesterday. We're going to be running a couple different numbers. And I'll get a little more into that, but I think we're going to have to kind of switch out the seed. Because being gone for a couple of years, with everything that was going on, with the planter that I run, I don't know, my dad was always adamant about using round seed. And so like the cropland number that I got, they came as flats, so I'm probably gonna get those swapped out for rounds. But on the 900 Cyclo, these style planters, there's a drum that goes on here, and it has divots with holes in it that the seed gets sat in as it rotates. And then the knockoff brush here will knock off any extra seeds. So if two seeds get kind of stuck to the same hole, it'll knock off that extra one. And it'll fall back down to the bottom of the drum and get reallocated to a hole later on. But then as it comes around, the knockoff wheels here, these rubber guys, break that seal, that vacuum seal that the planter makes, and then the seed goes down into these tubes here, these slots, and they go out the back and down the seed tubes and out the rows. So anyways, my old man was pretty adamant that on using round seed, and sorry, I was doing a little mowing this morning, so a little dusty. And so anyways, like I said, so the cropland came as flats, so I'm probably gonna get those taken, exchanged for round seed, which, talking to my sales guy this morning, cropland is mostly flats. So I'm probably gonna be trying a DeKalb number instead. But then with the Pioneer, we got two different numbers, and 104 day and then 103 day corn. The 103 day corn is going to be for the corn on corn field that we're going to do this year. And then the 104 day is going to go with that what sounds like a DeKalb number now, and that's going to go out west of the home place here, and I'm going to do a side-by-side across the whole field. So with my planter, I got the 2-seed bulk seed hoppers, and so I'm going to fill one side up, so 6 rows with DeKalb, and then 6 rows in the other hopper with the Pioneer number. So then once I do the headlands and start planting in every 12 rows, it'll be 12 DeKalb, 12 Pioneer, and so on across the field to do a whole field test instead of, small plots. I think people have mixed results about those. They're typically a very small portion of the field. And if you talk to certain people, they say that they get put in the best spot in the field. So those, they give you what, in my opinion, I guess I don't know how I'm trying to say it, but I don't know how much accuracy there is, because at least in my fields, and I know every field is like that, but there's so much variance, or there can be so much variance across the whole field, that if you just put it in the best spot of the field, for, I don't know what it is, 50 feet or whatever they do, you're not going to get a real world scenario, I guess, for lack of better phrasing. So I'm going to do a whole field, and that way I can see this fall when I'm combining, I can do like a truckload of DeKalb, take it, see how it does, test weight, moisture, all that, yield, obviously, and then, do like a truckload of Pioneer, do it that way or something, and that way I can get, get a whole field experience with both numbers instead of just a little plot on the best piece of the ground, and see how it does compared to each other. So that's there. The 50's not wanting to start this morning. So I don't know, last week I had to switch out a positive battery connection because I didn't want to start last week, and then that took care of that problem, and it fired right up, and now today it seems like the batteries are just kind of drained down. So I'm not sure if I got something that's draining the battery down or what, but I got the charger on it to hopefully get that started here, because there's some more work with the planter I want to get done today, and service the 50, change the oil, change filters, and do that yet with the 50 today. So that's just kind of a long but quick rundown. Right now I'm working. I got the old 300 pulled out, got the tires aired up, greased it. I think I forgot to get the oil filter for this tractor when they had the filter sale going on, so I'm probably going to have to hold off on changing the oil on this old girl for now until I get that filter. So this one's pretty much done. Depending on how things go today, might give it a bath. It's pretty dusty from sitting in the shed all winter and fall and winter, so might give it a quick rinse off later today if time allows. And yeah, so again, it's just a gorgeous day. The flags aren't moving at all right now. And like I said, after the last couple days and the flowers are coming up. I know these red ones are peonies, but I don't remember what these other ones are. There's a couple different style of leaves in here. So it'll be interesting to see what they are again. But yeah, these red ones, I know they're peonies. So we had those growing up as a kid and at our house in town, and so I know those pretty sure on those ones. So they're coming up. There's another patch out there, and there's a group there, and then there's some over there by the house, kind of in that corner. Kind of makes a 90 degrees there. There's some. So oh boy, he wants it. Good boy, bring it here, come on. Good boy. Good boy, Bruce. Good boy. I guess there was one thing I'm going to try and do here with the 300 yet is it runs pretty rich, so it smokes quite a bit, and typically it always is blowing right in your face. So I'm going to try and adjust the carburetor here and see if I can't get that turned down a little bit, so I won't have that issue, because I'll probably be using this when I cut hay to either run the hay rake or use it on the square baler. So I guess I don't quite know yet if I'm going to square bale everything or a little bit, or maybe have one of the neighbors come over and round bale it for me. But anyways, I will be using it for hay and stuff, and so I'm going to try and get that carburetor tuned down here and see if we can't get that turned down. So we'll see. Such a good pupper. There is a gopher hole over here, so he's been kind of keeping an eye on that area, trying to get him. So he just likes to hang out, lay in the sun. Oh, Bruce. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna head back over here to the 50 and try that here again and see if the charger's giving it enough juice to get it fired up. It's about that time. Kind of keep letting the 50 run, get it nice and warmed up, and I think it's time to head in and have some lunch. Let's go see what Emily's made. Look at that. BLT, chips, and cheesecake. All right, well, that was a good home-cooked meal. Now we're gonna head back out. I'm gonna get the 50 pulled in front of the machine shed here and start servicing her over. So here we go. All right, we got our bucket underneath. We're gonna start by draining the oil here and take out the drain plug. He's nice and warm now. The goal is to not drop the plug in the barrel, or in the bucket, not the barrel. Not too bad of a mess. So we'll let that drain. I'm gonna go grab a rag here. So while that finishes up draining, I'm gonna come in here and get the filter and not the filter, sorry, the funnel. And we'll come back in here and we'll get the filters pulled out from the box, and so they're all ready to go. This is where we'll put the oil back in. That's where the dipstick. Put in there. So that's ready to go. Now we'll go grab the filters. All right, so we got the filters out here for the 5088. Got the oil filters, coolant filter, fuel filters, hydraulic filters. So now we got the old oil drained, tongue twisters. The old oil is drained. We got the new filters, the old one's off and the new one's on. So now this 5088 takes 20 quarts. So I got a 2-quart container, so I'm gonna have to make 10 trips from the oil barrel to the 50. So we'll start putting some oil in it now.